This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. This is the time. Ginako. Yeah, there is a lot going on. There is a lot going on. But we are going to stick to this one. And we're going to deliberate on this one. He is saying, in my opinion, since he was not called by Baloyi, he is going to give us his version of what happened during that fateful night.
Yes.
And it's not much, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
Let us forget about, but I want to say this. And I'm just going to say it here. So, in my opinion,
Yes.
In my opinion,
Tlalele.
Patriotic Alliance is just, I don't know. I don't think you should be proud of your vote right now.
Isn't that a sharp curve?
I don't think you should be proud of your vote. If you voted for them, yeah. I've never seen such a collaboration.
What?
It gets better.
What bothered you about Sal's questions?
All of them. It was like a character assassination to Umkwanazi, glorifying SBIYA. It did that.
It's an assignment.
You know, ANC is on the fence,
Yeah.
but they know how to hide. You see that guy. In fact, the best questions that we have ever gotten are coming from, I'm sorry to say this, but they are coming from ANC. That Ngola guy, I'm not telling down wrong. But honestly speaking, I would like to re-listen to that guy. Subani.
Ashley Sal's.
You guys overrated this man. In my opinion, you overrated him. And also, it's a reflection to that party,
Yeah, something is not right in that party.
It feels like there's this defense mechanism.
Something's off.
Happening,
It's just off.
We are fighting going that side, but the problem is that when they came in through the door of Mabahambe. Now they have to show the muscle of being a party in parliament. And well, when it comes to Mabahambe, it seems as if they're doing what most South Africans would actually like, but
they've kind of abandoned it. It's only their members on the ground that.
I'm also saying in terms of the questions that they were given
the GNU
to.
Now their leaders.
I mean, I don't understand. I'm trying to understand his questions. I've never been so bored like that. Like I had to fast forward that thing because you can hide, man. You can try to hide some of these things. You can't you can't just be so clear
that you've already picked the side.
Some of the questions that you are asking, you could have asked him. Were you afraid of him?
That's the strange part. Like some of the questions, Mkwanazi could have handled them. They are really for him. But at the time he was there, you didn't have smoke for him. And now you want to interlude with people that didn't say all of those things that you are questioning them about.
Man's of whatever fit again in books is.
He came out of nowhere. Mina ngibangele seyahlele eParliament. I don't even remember him campaigning.
I've seen the videos of him clowning there, where he was clowning.
Oh, he was acting. What do we call it? It's a skit. He was doing a skit, pretending to be drunk, and it's trending.
Oh yeah, I guess he's still making a skit. If you ask me.
Ne?
Yeah, I've heard many people saying, I'm disappointed at this guy. I'm disappointed.
Maybe this is who he is.
This is what the party is all about, in my opinion, because this seems like a defense make. Like we are going to, like, honestly, to me, this seems like we're defending.
But why are we defending, and what are we defending?
That's a question. That's a question. There are certain segregated people that have grouped themselves to defend. And the problem is that, let me not say much, but let's continue.
I would have liked to start with the court proceedings. You know what? Today, Mr. Anonymous, you were listening and you were like, Emily, listen, he's talking about the Senzo Meyiwa trial. SBIYA is being asked about Senzo's case and his involvement in it. I think it was asked by Uskosana from the MK party. Well done to him, by the way. The questions, they were at another level.
Oh, you want to say Advocate Kwebane, we see. Is that what you want to say?
I have a feeling that the lawyer assisted the advocate.
We see you.
The advocate, he sleeps.
Yeah.
He cannot sleep without saying good night to. Or maybe even Judge Shop. I don't know. But
Judge Shop. Hey. Yeah,
but the quality of questioning has really improved, and he was on fire today. I don't want to lie. But when he came to the Senzo Meyiwa situation, they're saying here that General SBIYA was speaking on the Senzo Meyiwa case, noting that he is well trained in investigations and that the very first step was to take charge of the scene. Let's listen more to what he said. There's a lot he said. There's a lot. Oh my God, I forgot my pen and paper. But there's a lot he said. Mr. Anonymous, roll the clip. Roll the clip.
At night, I didn't even know about the shooting. And it was around about 11 at night. And remember, Senzo was killed after 7:30, around about 7:30. Early evening. And what I had to do.
Yeah. Niyakhumbula nilwa la. Yasikhumbula isimo sami.
It could not have been.
Yasikhumbula isimo sami.
Hi. It could have been. Why? It's 8 o'clock. 9
Yasikhumbula
o'clock.
isimo sami ngichaza ngalento ukuthi it doesn't make sense that 2 hours that was added there on that phone.
They said it's a system that they use at the police officers. The only case where I can say it has been used, it was with Oscar Pistorius' case, but I haven't looked into detail as to why that happened.
Yeah,
right?
I did tell you guys. I was like, this does not make sense. This does not make sense.
Because if 7:30 is the estimated time that General SBIYA
we were told about 8:30.
Yes.
Because of the download.
Yes.
Here's a person who went there. He's talking about 7:30. Yasikhumbula isimo sami ngichaza lesimo lesi.
And
Trying
he
to
said
explain.
7:30, what he had already been, he was already gone.
He was, listen. It says the shooting happened around
7:30.
It could have, this incident happened around 7:30.
Okay. It happened around
Oh,
7:30.
am I wrong? We could start afresh because
Start afresh.
because my time, I was 6.
Because you estimated with the game, it started at 4 o'clock. It could have finished somewhere
and then people
by
said at
6
2 hours. Okay.
So when you look at the outside SMS, which was said to have been sent at 7 o'clock, in the original data, it says, is it 5? It says 5 o'clock, and then they said plus 2 hours, shifting it to 7 p.m.
It says 6 apparently, and then plus 2 hours, shifting it to
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
I remember it being
so
7
he arrived at 7 p.m. Then the incident could have happened at 8:30. That's the evidence that is in that court. But let's re-listen again.
At night, I didn't even know about the shooting. And it was around about 11 at night. And remember, Senzo was killed after 7:30, around about 7:30, early evening. And what I had to do...
Killed after
round
7:30.
about 7:30. Round about that time. Let's say this 2 hours edition is correct. Should bat bengena endlini babelandelwa zigebengu or babengenisana kanye nazo?
Yes, and azange kube ne whatever was happening with Longwe, even eating, being dished to go tengwa masopo, that whole situation,
that
it doesn't
could
really
be a nice
accommodated for
fairy
8
tale
o'clock.
story that you can ever allegedly.
But had he arrived at, let's say, 5, just before 6, he would have had time to sit and eat.
So kusho ukuthi kungenzeka impela kube zasiseyinyaweni zabo. Then in fact they could have seen them because angithi kuthiwa zama lapha ngaphandle. Akusho bathi mabengena they were just right behind them. Sikhumbula isimo sami.
And you even use that soccer game, Chelsea and was it Chelsea and what? I forgot.
It was
But
Chelsea and Man United.
You checked
and Chelsea won 1-0.
Yes, they played at 4. And by 6 o'clock they were done. And in the documentary, Tumelo said that the time that Longo walked in, they were watching what?
A match.
The game.
Yes.
The match.
We had to think about if there were PVRs there at that time and whatnot.
They were not
to
there.
rewind.
You couldn't rewind. It was there for the people that had that other connection. I think it needed a telephone line or something like that. I remember. So I don't think that Spaza House had a telephone line. I don't think so.
We had to go there. But ke sibonge lapha ku general ukuthi uyayicacisa lento le ndaba makuzwala. He's explaining it explicitly.
7:30.
Yabo. Okay, I guess
Roundabout.
As the head of the Hawks was to call a team to say, let's meet there. It's just like when a serious crime has been committed, we move, we go there. And what happened there is that as we moved, all of us, we got there, I ran straight to hospital. And simply because of the fact Senzo Meyiwa is a national key point. It's a national asset. It's not ordinary member where someone can say someone has been gunned out, then as the head of the house, I'll also go there. But because it was a national goalkeeper, we all had to react and we went. Even General Musikidi, who was the acting provincial commissioner, we all went and we met at the police station, at the hospital. When I got to the hospital, it was packed, even in the passage, even in the ward where he was lying motionless. And everybody was crying there. Even myself, I could not make my way through into the ward. I saw him lying inside there, but from outside the ward. And then I realized that it won't work. I then said to General Musigiri, I will go to the house where now the investigation must start, because now the investigation process had to start. Now, for the investigation process to start, we then had to go to the scene of crime. When we get to the house where it happened, it was packed. Outside the yard, inside the yard, there was up and down movement in the house. I'm well trained when it comes to investigations. I'm 37 years doing what I'm doing. The very first thing is to take charge of the scene of crime. Mine was to give instructions and say, please secure the scene, preserve the scene. This is a scene of crime. Now the team had to make sure that they remove everybody on site to outside the yard so that it can be coordinated. The scene of crime can be coordinated. Remember, I arrived late at night when this thing happened, almost after 7:30, and the scene was already processed by the officials. It was processed, cleaned. The experts have done their work. Now, when I arrived,
He arrived after midnight. Midnight.
From the hospital.
Senzo was lying there. He would see him from outside the ward. Is that what he said? It's just that it's a lot going on. I can't keep up.
He arrived after midnight.
At the incident or the crime scene. The crime scene, he arrived after midnight is what he's saying.
But when he
There
saw
was a lot of
Senzo
movement.
around there,
At the hospital.
lifeless, it was not midnight, right?
He said he started at the hospital. You could see from outside the ward, inside the ward, he was laying there. People were crying. There was a lot of movement. People were moving upside down. When he got into the house, the same thing. People are moving upside down. Yes.
Yeah. So
He arrived after midnight at the house.
when did Bomsia arrive?
Wasn't it also after
You see what is
midnight?
fun about this kind of explaining that he was excited about? He said there were people in the house, many people, after midnight.
Yes.
Abomsia, what time did they arrive there? Around 10?
Msia, remember now he took long. I think let's say 10 because I can't remember.
Didn't he say there's someone who said after 1? It was 1, around 1.
Around 1 because he went back. He disappeared again and then came back around 7 in the morning. So 1, just before 1.
So the place was not cordoned off. But what is of importance is that he says there was no blood.
No drops.
Consistent to what the Ngashe son said.
Yes.
There was no
clean
blood.
Now it was clean everywhere.
He even said there was no head, if I'm not mistaken. There was no head, there was no blood. Well, but we are in that court.
We have to listen to Bomuzi telling us their sad journey of how they were, arrested, the horrific, having to retell it over and over and over and over. Oh my God, it's torture. Even I can't take it, Mr. Anonymous.
There was no blood.
Yes.
Remember that.
Not even a drop.
The
is what
scene
he
was
said.
clean.
It was clean.
Only the special ones could come and find the bullets behind the glasses that spinned. But yeah, let's continue.
the I also found MEC Sizakele Nkosi Malobane and other generals were there. Now, ours, we come here as a fact-finding team. We come in here, we knock, we sit down in the sitting room. It's clean, there's no blood, there's no spotty that you can see, everything is in place. And then we sit,
Yes, I heard him. That's why I said, he even said there was no sporty.
A sporty.
Specifically a sporty. There was no sporty there. You know what would be interesting is the follow-up question. Unfortunately, this time was done, but then you said you were told of this case, but then you were found, according to the witnesses in that case, that you were there also during your suspension.
Yes, 2019, is it 2019, 2018?
Because that question, you know why that question, even though it has nothing to do, that question, in a sense, if you want to argue the issue of interference, because I think that question was asked because of that, to say, but why were you so adamant that even when you were not part of the SAPS at the time, but you were found?
He was at the Johannesburg municipality. What was he doing?
Let's hear.
listen, we ask questions, what happened? This one explain, this one explain, this one explain, this one explain. This is the normal course of attending to crime scene. The MEC was there also, we were all listening. And then from there, General Musigiri and them came, arrived from hospital to join us. There were other generals, including General Musigiri. We all listened. And thereafter, it was a question of, General, are you taking it or am I taking it? As a Hawks, do I take the matter to run with or are you taking it? Then she said to me, the National Commissioner was Ria Pierre, Maria Pierre then said or suggested that this matter must be investigated by a team of experienced investigators. Now that already took us out of the way. Now we stood by when they made a press conference, a press briefing at that time that says there will be a team appointed to investigate and will run with this matter. We were standing by, no longer involved in the case. That is why even today, when this matter has been testified, I haven't submitted a statement. I haven't submitted any. Never been called as a witness. It's almost at the end because I was not involved. I've seen messages that says I took $1 million and I did this. I shifted the firearm order. No. At what point would I have done that? So I just wanted to say to South Africans, I am not involved in the Senzo Meyiwa case. I've never done anything wrong. And there have been many teams, more than 10 different teams that were set to investigate this thing.
There you have it. There you have it. No, at the time when he was called, he was not suspended. He was only suspended during the time when SBIYA
and General Shabani,
yes,
with Warrant Officer Makubo, they met to interrogate SBIYA. SBIYA even talked about it today, or was it yesterday? It was yesterday. He testified about it, that the first time he was arrested for Senzo Meyiwa's case was in 2019. And yes, that meeting, Zungu was there, Makubo was there, Lishabani was there, as well as General SBIYA, who at the time.
And here's the funny
suspended.
thing also, Emil. He saw Senzo's body in the hospital lifeless.
Yes.
He was declared dead at what? At 9
on
or
arrival.
they said 9. Didn't they say 9?
No, in the court they said 9 or something like that. No, they didn't give the time. They said dead on arrival.
Which is still found. It's you know that issue of dead on arrival. it's still a very, I mean, it's a rabbit can. It just doesn't make sense to me whether they are saying dead on arrival, he was dead when he arrived there, or he was dead in front of them.
The hospital staff that were working that night would have been the best to testify on that, but the state decided not to pursue.
The same way did not call General SBIYA.
Yes, the same way they haven't called General
But kumele kuyoboshwa
SBIYA.
lezi ngane zabantu.
Kumele ziboshwe.
Nge-evidence yomuntu oyi-1 who's a champion of it.
Yes. Onali peace in the background. Saying that he was there. So because of that, they are there.
But it is funny how the times are just different from the times that we are given in that court. Something to look at, something to note,
Something to think about.
something to ponder.
And he
about.
didn't say it once. He said it more than once. I will think 3 times. He said 7:30, 7:30, 7:30, 7:30, 7:30. Okay, so if 7:30 is the estimated time, then why go koti ila ko Pretoria about 9:30?
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. What
And
can
why?
we say?
And go to the extent of even saying that a software you need to add 2 hours
It's a story on top of the story.
Longways SMSs can move from, let's say, 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock on the dot to say, I'm outside. Texting his then girlfriend, Zandi. I'm outside.
Someone saying that dead on arrival says the cops entered the hospital. The person was already dead.
But we are being made to believe that the hospital tried to resuscitate him and the hospital received him in a not so good manner. You know, he was still there but not there. That's the impression that has been created, that he may have passed. They don't know. In fact, what they are putting forth is that they don't know when he passed away. Ngache gave a description as well, as much as he couldn't say much.
And obviously he was probed on his expertise when it comes to
determining whether a person has passed on or not. But he said he was lying in the kitchen.
lifeless.
Nobody was attending to him. He was lifeless. He wasn't breathing.
Oh well, it's fine. Let's continue, Amen.
Well, back to the High Court where the shenanigans never end. I'm going to be honest, ne? Maybe it's because we already know this story. It has already been told in the trial within a trial with examination under Mgomezulu. And another thing that I'm also picking up is that I feel like SBIYA was much more comfortable with Mgomezulu. I don't know if it makes sense, but he was a lot more relaxed.
Yeah.
And he gave the best version he gave was under Mgomezulu's testimony in the trial within a trial. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a matter of Mnisi closing in all the holes, right, that he can possibly pick up. So that's why this thing is kind of feeling like it's a drag. It's feeling like it's a drag, number one, because we already know the side of the story. Number two, he is closing all the loopholes or all the loopholes that he knows the state might use against SBIYA. So he's trying to close in on that and to create this picture that obviously the judge is refusing to go along with or to see or to even visualize. He doesn't care about that, in my opinion. That's my opinion, okay, Cheyenne. But I feel like So far, if you've been following the case, you already know that the judge is not on leaning towards believing that the tortures took place and whatnot. So Mnisi is going to that extent of even demonstrating the scars that are left from what had happened to him, especially the ones on the wrist. He demonstrated them today in court, even took a measurement of them, the scars that are still left behind. You know, he's really hammering on that to say that as much as we may not want to believe it, but
it's there. There are marks that were left.
He was tortured according to him, and that's his story, and he's not going to change it. So Mnisi continued with SBIYA's testimony. He started by asking SBIYA and SBIYA, we're not talking about General SBIYA, we're talking about Muzau Kalelwa SBIYA, who is accused number 1 in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. So he started by asking SBIYA what he said about Buthelezi brothers partaking in this case before. Remember, the Buthelezi brothers have been brought up on more than one occasion. You know, the accused spoke about them in the first Boxback court appearance. In particular, accused number 5, Fizo Guhlentuli, had mentioned something more in the lines of saying that Loba Abalo, you know, he came to us saying that he's looking for Abafana Bagwa Buthelezi, you know, and then the next thing, we are the ones being arrested for this case. Also, the Buthelezi brothers were brought in. The confession of accused number 1, they are mentioned there. And also, the Buthelezi brothers are linked to one of the cases that was said to be connected, or that accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, was standing as a co-accused with these Buthelezi brothers in it, and it never really went anywhere. They said it's confidential or something. They said it's confidential. Mgomezulu had taken an extract from the case that happened in court, and in that extract, Bongani Ntanzi's name was not there. And the people that were charged in that case were already convicted. So yeah, interesting times. The Buthelezi brothers. So Baloyi objected to this. He didn't like it. He said he knew that their names have been mentioned on record, but it's improper to refer to what had been said in consultation, as they have no way of looking into that consultation except for the record. The best thing to do is to refer to the record. So he was trying to make Mnisi conform to his style of cross-examination. Yeah. Because when he cross-examines, he emphasizes and wants people to go line by line of records that are over 3 years ago to find a specific stanza in a specific page and specific line to say that the Buthelezi brothers were mentioned here and there and there and there and there. Yeah. That's what he wants. But Mnisi could not, honestly, who has time for that? Everybody knows the evidence by now. Did he refuse that? Well, Mnisi said he's leading, it's not Mnisi who said, but it's kind of like Advocate Baloyi was the one accusing him of leading. But then Mnisi responded by saying that he's asking based on his consultation with him. You know, and I felt at the same time that Baloyi is stopping SBIYA from telling the court how he knows these Buthelezi brothers. It just felt that way, that he doesn't want him to put his 2 cents about them and to give his opinion of what could have happened concerning them. Nisi said that he's not trying to put anything in SBIYA's mouth. Baloyi can still come and cross-examine him about what he's about to say about the Buthelezi brothers. And the state also conceded that the Buthelezi brothers are mentioned in the records. He did it and they don't understand the basis of Baloyi's objection. That's what Nisi responded. The judge said that he could continue, so he didn't stop him. The judge didn't stop Nisi from continuing.
Because they had no leg.
Hey, the objection, Tabalo. Ziyahlebisa. I'm like, why are you trying to stop SBIYA from commenting what he knows about the Buthelezi brothers? SBIYA said that the names they used a lot when they were interrogating him. And he said that at the time that they were interrogating him, they kept mentioning Abafana Bagwa Buthelezi, the Buthelezi brothers. And they said that those were his friends, that he murdered Senzo in the company of. SBIYA is saying these are what they were saying to me. And how funny that they are in his confession as well.
You couldn't make this up, eh?
They were asking him
so
about
that would
them.
that would actually necessitate the thinking of whoever then wrote the statements that SBIYA is attributed to SBIYA was already playing something in his mind about the Buthelezi brothers. It seems the theory that they were gonna come and testify was not far-fetched.
Yes.
So, because one of them is still alive, right?
Yes, he's still saving time.
Yes.
In Kalagabush.
Or he's out. Something like that. He could be out. Yeah.
He could be out. And then one of them passed away.
So there was I mean the wheels were already there. Everything was already rolling. For some reason, something disturbs the wheels.
Yeah.
And then they stop. Nothing. Now the time to adjust and readjust to a new way of thinking is really a difficult process, because you're looking at the fact that this is a very huge case that has a lot of documentation,
a lot of papers, a lot of transcripts, a lot of exhibits. A lot is happening.
And already some people don't take the involvement of Bomakubo lightly, because the fact that they already had some of the document, or even to say all of it.
Yes.
It made it difficult for anyone to try and readjust, maybe. Allegedly. That's my thinking. And there's no need to say allegedly. That's my thinking. Because, they were going to come and present, this is what this docket is actually supposed to look like.
Now we will wait. We will wait and see how far this will go. The police who were assaulting him were the ones who brought up those names of Buthelezi brothers. And he said that it was Mukhola, Mabena, Ngamani, Buthelezi, Munareng, Jonathan, Maphumulo, and many others, because there were many police officers that were around him, interrogating him and all of that. SBIYA said Gininda appeared with a gentleman that he later knew as Mboto. The police were assaulting him, then they immediately stopped. Mboto said that he had a few questions to ask him, and then asked what does he know about the death of Senzo. SBIYA said that he replied that he didn't know anything, and that this question had been asked to him throughout the day ever since he got arrested. Every time he told them that he didn't know anything, they would beat him up. So Mnisi asked him, where were you when this was happening? And SBIYA said in the courtyard, and Mboto was writing. He said that he doesn't know what he was writing. What he was writing down, and after some time he asked him to sign the papers that he had. So Mnisi then asked him, you are saying that this person asking you questions was writing down? And SBIYA said yes, even though he doesn't know what he was writing, he demonstrated how he was writing, because they asked for it. Mnisi asked that he demonstrate, since they were both standing up, as to how Mboto was actually writing in these papers with no chair or a desk close by. And Muzi said that he was also standing up. He was writing close to his chest. this is Mnisi now asking, was he writing close to his chest as he's standing up? And Baloyi objected to this and said that Mnisi was leading. He said SBIYA demonstrated the normal position of holding the paper on the left hand and having the pen and writing down. And Mnisi said that it was close to his chest. Mnisi said that maybe the state should describe how Muzi was demonstrating. And Baloyi obviously couldn't do this. He said that he's raising this objection. He's not leading the witness. He said the putting of papers to the chest is not the demonstration that SBIYA did. That is the basis of the objection. Mnisi said that was his observation of what SBIYA was demonstrating. He said that he just wanted to put that onto the record. What is a normal way? Because others write away from their chest, others write close to their chest. The demonstration should be clear and encapsulated on the record. Yes. SBIYA said that he did write close to his chest because even he was unable to see what he was writing. Okay. Now this version to me, I don't know, man. I don't know. It makes me want to say I can see it. And I know people are like, oh, but I can see it. I can see it. You're standing up, you're writing whatever you're writing.
You're holding the paper as if you're hugging it to balance so that you can write.
And then you are not showing this part, because this is the mystery of the Buthelezi brothers, who eventually did not make it to this case. And then they are saying that Muzi lied to them about the Buthelezi brothers. The very same Buthelezi brothers that SBIYA says, I don't know. I've don't know these people. They were mentioning them to me. Ntanzi also says,
talked about it.
As I'm getting arrested, they called me a Buthelezi.
There could have been history that is brewing maybe with the Buthelezi brothers. Like you think of why pick the Buthelezi brothers? Unless you have a score to settle with them. You wanted to put them out for years and years and years. And perhaps you missed your chance.
And you missed it because turns out in 2014 they were already inside. They were convicted already. They were inside jail, inside prison. So if you're going to say that they committed this crime, it would be harder to prove.
Impossible, to say the least.
Impossible. So Mnisi then said or asked him, was Brigadier Gininda there? Or, when Colonel Mboto was speaking to him. SBIYA said Gininda was there. He went out and came back with Mboto. SBIYA confirmed that Gininda was there when Mboto was questioning him. At the end, Mr. Mboto asked me to sign the papers, and I told him I won't be able to because my hands were cuffed at the back, and he asked an officer to remove the cuffs. Mr. Mboto was surprised to see blood on my hands and me injured like that. And then he asked me, "You are so injured." I said, "Yes, I'm injured. I still have those wounds," he says. Now, he was demonstrating these wounds. Then Nisi told him that they will come back to that. And then he asked him, what were Mboto's words when he saw your hands? SBIYA said what he said when he saw his hands was, how? You are so hurt, you are bleeding. Those were the words. And then SBIYA demonstrated his scars in court from the handcuffs that were, tied backwards. He says that they placed those handcuffs on him and he asked for a ruler to measure the size of the scars. And the interpreter said he'd use his phone instead. Phones of today have measuring tapes. It's a 3.5 centimeter on his right wrist. That's the first wound. The second wound was 1.5 centimeters on his right wrist, and a third one was 4 centimeters on his wrist. On the left wrist is 1.5 centimeters. Second one is 1 centimeter, and that's all. He was driven in a Nissan Qashqai by Ngamani with Bongani and Mabena. Gininda denied ever being in Deep Kloof, right? Deep Kloof police station, but Muzi saying that he was there. In fact, when he was signing that confession taken by Mboto, Gininda was there. SBIYA said that he does not recall if he introduced himself Mboto to him or if someone else told him that he was Mboto. However, he ended up knowing that man who was writing and stuff as Mboto. Mboto said that he went through a form, remember in his testimony with SBIYA, he said that he took him step by step explaining his rights to him and all of that, and asking for the personal information, the details, the contacts, his ID, phone number. That's what he said he did. SBIYA said no, he never asked him for such. SBIYA then said he gave him papers to sign, and then he signed. Then Nisi asked him, how did you sign? Because you said that there was no table. SBIYA then, demonstrated. He said he showed me where to sign, the spot where to sign on the papers. And then Nisi said, did Mboto explain to you the purpose of signing those papers? SBIYA said he did not inform him of the purpose. After signing those papers, they got inside the vehicles and they brought him to Pretoria at Valeria police station. So Mnisi said Mboto told this court that he was requested by Brigadier Gininda to take the statement. He says when he started to have an interview with you in an office. SBIYA said that did not happen. Okay? He doesn't quite recall the time. Mnisi then said he further told this court that when he met you in the room, he introduced himself as the person requested to take the statement. SBIYA said what he said to him is that he wanted to ask him a few questions, and he didn't say he was asked by someone to come and take a statement from him. He never said to him, that's his version, by the way. He never said to him that I'm taking your statement. He just said, I'm here to ask you a few questions. So Mnisi then said Mboto further told the court after what you gave him during narration, he read it back to you. And then SBIYA said he never read out any statement to me. He never read out anything to me. Then Mnisi said, he said after reading your statement, you were asked to sign. And SBIYA said there's nothing that was read out to him. He asked him questions and then he replied and then asked him to sign. He said, I told him I can't because I'm handcuffed from the back. After he observed the injuries, he gave him the papers to sign and he signed. Nisi asked him to demonstrate how he signed those papers. And then he started to demonstrate there. Of course, we couldn't see. And Nisi said, you are saying that the content of Exhibit FF, you had nothing to do with it. How it came about and you were just requested to sign it. This is his confession or his alleged confession. SBIYA then said, yes, I don't know anything that is contained in that Exhibit FF. I'm only aware of the signature because I followed his instruction. The warning statement now. SBIYA said that he never read anything from him on that warning statement. So Mnisi went through the form like how Mboto claimed he did with SBIYA. But somehow the judge asked if it was necessary to read him the form, and he said he never saw the form because we are saying that he never saw the form. Is it necessary for Mnisi to go through the form step by step with SBIYA? Mnisi said that that's what Mboto said that he did. He read it to him. And I felt like this is a good strategy.
And I understand why Mliro would say he wishes that Nisi was representing SBIYA during the trial. He knows how to paint a story by also even doing those, and one might claim they are unnecessary, those measures. But What
This
he's
is
doing there is to show
necessary.
that there are marks. There are proper marks that you can see even today that are left by the brutalism that
handcuffs, yes.
happened during that time. So, at some of the things, but it was just that saying. But painting, it's an art to actually paint a story of someone and make sure that someone actually gets into those shoes and becomes that person.
Which is what is happening. Because even I, listening, I'm becoming emotional. I'm like, oh my God. How did he survive this?
Let's press the like button though. Thank you very much in advance. Join the membership, renew the membership, subscribe.
And he's
Thank
still
you.
standing. He's still standing. Sometimes when I do feel like giving up, even myself, I'm thinking, yo, these guys, it's been 5 years now, they're still standing. I have no choice. Let's keep pushing. Because what? So another thing that I also felt that this demonstration of going through the statement with him step by step is going to give a proper estimation of what time could he have spent if he were to explain everything like he said he did and read him his rights and then take the confession. Right? Because on the statement, the time that was written was 21:45, and while earlier on, SBIYA had testified that with Mboto, he did not spend more than 30 minutes in front of him, writing whatever he was writing.
And he was gone.
Then he was gone, and then they took him to the police station and they charged him. 30 minutes. He explained. He says he explained. So SBIYA said that Mboto never read out anything to him. SBIYA said that only thing that he's aware of is the signature since Mboto asked him to sign it. Nisi asked him to take them through what happened on the 31st of May 2020. SBIYA said that he was at Valeria and was still sleeping because he was very tired. Some of the police came, Mohane and Mabena, and they told him that they needed to leave. It was mid-morning. They put him in a Nissan. They were traveling in a Nissan, a Fortuna, and a double cab of Nissan used by traffic cops. Then he saw them entering Vosloorus. There were other police officers, including Abu Mukhola, and they went via the path of Togoza, then the township that they were at. He did not know that township, what it was, or the name of that particular township. In the car, there were no conversations that they had with him. He said that the drive to the municipality area, that's where they were beating him up in the previous day. The cars left for Togoza area. He did not know the name of the area. They drove into the township. They stopped their vehicles, right? Mohola, there was a moment where Nisi was asking, was it a male or a female? No, it was the interpreter. He was asking Mohola, is it a male or a female? And SBIYA actually pointed at Mohola in court. So it looks like she's sitting somewhere in the background. He came to him and told him that they are looking for the traditional healer that they went after killing Senzo, or they went to see after killing Senzo. He said he told her that he does not know any traditional healers. He has never used traditional healers and he has never killed Senzo. She said, however, that she knew the traditional healer, and then she took his phone from her car, because after they arrested him, they took both his two phones. He said there were two phones. So he took one of his phones from her car, came back to him and asked him to put the pin on the phone. Then SBIYA unlocked his phone, and then she went back to her red Golf. She came back after using the phone, and she said that she found that Inyanga she was looking for. This is weird. Ne? Why am I saying it's weird? You are asking someone, they unlock the phone, You go somewhere far away from them, and then you come back and you say, I found this person in your phone. What was she using to look for whoever she was looking for, that she had to go to the car and not do it in front of him?
It's not clear.
Dobsonville, he said that they entered Soweto and asked him to show them Dobsonville. They then asked him to direct them to where Magwaza was staying at Dobsonville. It was Mabena who was asking him these questions, and he pointed out where Magwaza was staying. So he knew Magwaza, and he said that he knew Magwaza. When they entered, they pointed Magwaza with firearms and slapped him in the face and asked him how he knew SBIYA. Magwaza said that he knew him from January 2020. He said they had just met on that year. You know, he knew him through his uncle. Magwaza, they are talking about Ubab Lion, who came to testify at some point for the state. He was a state witness. They were trying to make him say that Muzi was there for a cleansing, and somehow it didn't land because
Allegedly.
he didn't say that. Allegedly. So they slapped him and took him back to the car he was in. He said that Buthelezi is the one who was slapping him. They went back to their vehicle. They then went to some area to eat. You know, after they went back to the vehicle, they left the area. They went somewhere to eat. And after they were done eating, they went to the township. You know, he said they started first in the morning. That township that he said he didn't know the name of it. They were driving on different routes. So these police officers took different routes. They didn't take the same route, all of them. They took, you know, him to this house that they arrived at, and they took him upstairs at this particular house with a shelter that had a tile. After some time, the other vehicles arrived. They took some time inside the house, then they returned. They then went inside the cars to drive to Germiston. So the cars, he said, were parked underground in a flat. So this flat seemed like it had underground parking. Mohola with the red Golf 7, Mohani with the Fortuna. They took him out of the Qashqai to the red Golf 7. He noticed when they entered Tembisa South Police Station. They told him that they are charging him for ammunition. Then they took him to Valeria Police Station. Then he slept. In the early hours of the morning, the next day, they came back to fetch him again, and that was the 1st of June now. So after the tea adjournment, he said that on the 1st of June, they went to the magistrate court. The lawyer was Machele, the lawyer that was representing him, and he had difficulty pronouncing his surname. It could have been Machele or something else. And he said that this had to do with this case because that is where he told his legal representative that the police had been assaulting him ever since they arrested him. They said that he was appearing there for ammunition and illegal substance dealing, and he appeared before the magistrate, and it was postponed to the 8th. Nisi went to the day of the alleged pointing out. Bongani and Mohani told him that he should show them where Senzo Meyiwa died. He said he told them that he did not know anything about the death of Senzo Meyiwa. They took a plastic bag and suffocated him, handcuffed him in his bag. They told him to point where Senzo died and started torturing him by putting the plastic bag over his face with him sitting down. They arrived now at Alberton. He said that they took him to the SAM container. He found 2 people there and then later found out that the person holding the camera was Hadebe and the other person he did not know. He said they told him to take off his clothes and stand in a manner that they were showing him, right? So Hadebe also asked what he knew about Senzo's death. He told him how to stand and instructed the other police officer to take pictures. So SBIYA is saying those pointing out pictures that they like to, rub in, those pictures where they are saying he's pointing, he doesn't have his shirt on, a lot is going on with those pictures, but we are not we are not gonna see them.
Yeah.
So he's saying that He was told to point to the ground. And he would point under instruction from Hadebe.
So they edited.
And then they took the picture.
They edited.
So what he's saying is that they were dramatized. In my opinion, I'm gonna put it the way I understand his testimony to be, is that they were telling him what to do. So they were telling him point on the ground, and he would point, and then they would take a picture.
It was happening outside or in the court, inside the.
It was outside.
Okay.
So he's saying that they were telling him point, and then he would point, and then they would take a picture. So he said that when they arrived at the spot, Mr. Hadebe instructed him to point at the ground. He said around there were TRT members there. And the person who was taking the pictures, the cameraman. So TRT, and you're being told point. What are you going to do? And this TRT members.
You point.
Kwenziwa njani makunjalo, guys? Like,
then you hear someone saying that the political killings task team must come to Joburg. Next thing, they would knock in your door. I bet Joburg out loud, man. Next thing, they'll be knocking in your door.
yes. It won't be nice. And when they do, even SBIYA said it himself, be a cooperative. Don't fight. So what was SBIYA supposed to do under this position that he was at? TRT, bala, kuthiwa gumul, pointer, thathi storm. Kwenziwa njani? Just before doing that, plastic bags. So he said that he instructed him to point at the ground, and he would point at the ground. The cameraman then took the picture. SBIYA said that he did not know the reason why he was being told to point at the ground. Hadebe never read him questions on the form, and he never gave him answers. He also said that he did not know where they were going. Only Hadebe knew. He was the one, he knew where he was taking him, because in his testimony, Hadebe had said that SBIYA was the one giving them directions.
Obvious, it was. Obvious.
This is what he testified to when he came to testify. And he said he also did not inform them of the entrance of Vosloorus, or even instructed them on where to go from the entrance of Vosloorus, because another part of Hadebe's testimony was that, yes, they drove, but when they arrived at that entrance of Vosloorus, SBIYA started directing them and showing them where to go. SBIYA is denying this. To the pointing down, he did according to his instructions, and he said that when they returned to the police station, there was nothing that Hadebe read to him or explained, and he was never going to say that he was happy to sign anything, because what was happening was according to the will of the police. They were the ones giving him instructions and telling him where to point. So after the long adjournment, Nisi was now on the occurrence book from Valeria police station, and it said that at 8:01 in the morning, he was booked out by Sergeant Mukhali. On the occurrence book, it's written Mukhali, right? While in court, the one who's come to testify is Mukhani. So yes, we don't know what is going on there. So investigation out for the crime of illegal substance dealing. Mukhani is the one who came to fetch him from Valeria police station. As to what he wrote, he does not know. SBIYA said he had injuries, on his wrists at this time that he was filling in this OB entry, Mukhani. And even though it was not visible, he said that he felt pain, and none of that was actually recorded in the occurrence book. And when he was handed back to the Valeria police station at 6 p.m., they said that they correctly received him. Nisi said that from 12, from Valeria to Alberton, it's almost 4 hours. It's 71 kilometers away. You know, I'm thinking about how in Rodov and Kretcher's case, the thing that gave them away was an occurrence book. So I'm thinking, I'm just speculating. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying if an occurrence book got you in trouble before, don't you think you would pay more attention to the occurrence book every time you know that, doesn't it give you a polishing?
It's hard. It's very hard to actually, unless the police start having the cameras.
That some people say they don't want. Some people are thinking the cameras are a bad idea, but I've seen cameras in other countries
let us make it easier.
helping people.
Let us make it easier. NIU shouldn't have them.
Because by the time you're hunted by NIU, it means
NIU should not have them.
it means you are.
But the normal police, like the investigators, they should have cameras.
So, this picture that was now painted by Advocate Nisi, is that actually when they took him in the morning from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock, it was a traveling from Valeria police station in Pretoria to Alberton. And he said that's almost 4 hours. And it's 71 kilometers. Right? Why is he bringing this up? He's bringing this up because apparently the distance is not 4 hours. It takes maybe 2 hours. And provided that it was COVID, it could have been even lesser than that to drive from Valeria to Alberton.
Yes.
But they took 4 hours. And the AVL of the vehicle that they shared, it says 71 kilometers. So now, there was a time where Nisi said that SBIYA felt tired, or how he was responding to the questions. It was almost as if he was not hearing his questions properly because he would misinterpret some of the things, And he was saying or informing him that if he's tired, they can ask for an adjournment. So Mnisi asked the judge if they could adjourn because the witness is tired. Because he asked SBIYA before, "Are you tired?" And SBIYA said, "Yes, he's tired." Well, the judge explained to him, the question, or tried to simplify it, and said, no, it's about what happened in those 4 hours from Valeria to Alberton. Tell us what happened. He didn't want to grant this achievement, in my opinion.
Obvious. That is generally the point of departure. What can you say? You are clarifying a question just because someone used the fact that this man is not fathoming some of the question, and then now you are clarifying, you become a mouthpiece. Obvious. What you are trying to do is to make sure that you put everything on record when someone is tired, which is actually trembling on their rights. It is funny that people can be given time to go and do whatever that they need to do, but when it's these accused who are already in custody, it's not like they are outside. Now they things must be clarified.
You wanted to seize the divine opportunity. SBIYA said that it was during COVID. There were a few cars on the road and they were driving very fast. Then they entered Vosloorus, took him to that spot where they beat him up. He then says that the time in between was 8 o'clock to 12 midday. It's the time that was used in Vosloorus where he was being beaten up. That's what caused the arrival to be at around 12 at Alberton. Well, SBIYA did eventually give in and said, you know what, he's tired, and court adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you. As I am tired too. I am tired.
Okay, we are all tired. Let's go.
Let's press the like button,
sleep.
guys. Please press the like button.
Mina, I'm overwhelmed. There's a lot going on in the country right now. I can't catch up. There's too much stuff. Every day's breaking news. I'm overstimulated. I'm like, what is going on now? There's a lot going on. Masutu Pegusbiya ngapha that Hawk committee is the Madlanga committee. Did you hear what happened to the Madlanga commission?
No. I was with the ad hoc
There is an
committee.
investigating officer who came and was testifying virtually. Their identity was hidden, but they were sharing more WhatsApp messages. There were WhatsApp messages between Ket Matlala and that Rafadi, the crime analyst who was going on the media and stuff. He was asking Ket Matlala for money like Brown Mukhoti as well. I think Tele Petrol.
I will. So these analysts, when they come here to analyze and they're on a defense mode, but so we tell them petrol.
Pour me petrol for those who don't understand. Please pour me petrol. I cannot go there if, I don't have petrol. Stuff like that. Sure. I'm just like,
a cold drink, or maybe something like that, a cold drink.
Yes. I'm like, and then they were talking about how Vusmosiket Matlala leaked the president's confidential information.
Yeah.
I'm not going to share that one. But yeah, a lot is going on.
All right, how can you leak?
Hey, guys! Yo! Too much is going on. You know what has been unleashed? Hey. And in this investigate, what else did she share? She or he. But the reason why we're saying she is because there's a voice. Apparently it's a voice in between of a translator.
Or it's disguised.
Yes, or a disguised voice.
Intelligence.
Yes, so that the original investigating officer's identity is not revealed.
So Madlanga is happening there.
It's happening. Whoa! Igaqa is Pumala Pen.
Asazi, mhlawumbe intelligence is working hard to encode. Because I think nenye intelligence.
And then what else? SBIYA also admitted to knowing Brown Mukhoti. It was hilarious.
Did you where was that?
He said that he joined him for breakfast at Cape Town.
Oh yeah.
He gave him information sometime last year.
That was there when he said he didn't. Even today he said he didn't feel the need to investigate him any further. Stuff like that.
So someone is coming to you and telling you that there's a planned attack against you. They are a civilian. When he's asked by that, is it Action SA representative, that what did you do? Why are you Googling instead of profiling?
Oh, he Googled the guy.
Brown. Yes. He's not profiling him. He's Googling.
He Googled the guy.
And another thing, people are saying that it felt like he was attacking Kwanazi and Masemula and Khumalo instead of dealing with what has been leveled against him. I feel like he's feeling like he's going to deal with this situation by counter-attacking, which I don't think will help him. His lawyers, I don't know what's going on, but he needs to speak to what he's being accused of.
He cannot be at the level of Mkwanas in terms of how he presented.
And he wants to be the national commissioner. He said if he's asked to be the national commissioner, he will not turn it down.
And it's possible. I mean, we live in Mexico here. This is Mexico.
I mean, how he's speaking 15 hours and he's so exhausted by towards the end. I'm like, the stamina, and then they said he failed some test to test for his. Oh my God.
He said it came out not positive, but did you pass or fail? And then he said he failed. He first explained that there's no pass and fail.
No, I'm good.
Bafowethu, thank you very much. Today I need to run because there's emergency that I need exigency tomorrow.
You have an exigency.
Yes.
Okay, guys, let's wrap it up. We'll see each other again tomorrow. Yeah, and thank you so much for tuning in.
We appreciate you. Please press the like button. Thank you very much again. Subscribe, join membership. If you still don't know how to do it, contact us on WhatsApp.
Please, the WhatsApp line is available. I know we don't
don't
open the line anymore, but it's just
we will open
life
them.
is lifing.
Yeah, there's a lot, and I can see some of you were saying, "Hey, at Emily Watch, okay."
Life is lifing.
And then someone sending us the links.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the links, man. They help me keep track.
And then there is someone who, just in short, because of Mahambarata Commission.
Maybe we'll finish Madlanga.
Okay, Madlanga. The defense in Senzo Meyiwa case must delay cross-examining till it's concluded. I'm sure the connection of the NPA is basically looking at the direction of the NPA. He feels that there could be something that could come out through these ad hocs and whatnot.
Okay.
Right. So, but ngiyafana so kufaka devil at the corners of yeah. It's been a while, guys. I see some of you were calling. Yeah, but
and then some people are saying Glandis Breitenbach is soft on SBIYA.
Oh, he was very soft. Very soft. Yeah, what I can say. Expect less from Lekeng GNU. Expect less. But also, angifuni ukukhuluma kakhulu.
Hayi.
Ngoba ngizothi ngithi ngiyakhuluma bese nithi. Okay, but uPhumalem.
Hayi miyeke CIC.
Where is he?
CIC ukhathele kunini esitshela ngecorruption.
No, but I mean, this is a very crucial witness. I'm just saying.
I thought it would be important to him as well.
I'm just saying.
But he has other engagement.
I'm just saying, good, yeah. As lento le into ezonenzela yona. Mina ngizonitshela into one. Probably not going to get justice of these things. But what we are going to see, if you want to see, is who in the zoo. That's what you are going to see. These ad hocs and this Madlanga Commission, basically that's what they are going to give you to make your mind properly and see who is who in the zoo. Slowly but surely. You know, this is a time you need to ask questions. This is a time where you're like, but why? Why? I'm worried. Unless it's a solid thing. Why am I in this crucial witness? Why? Okay. 2 days.
He'll be back on Thursday. By then, I think SBIYA would be
He's
done.
gone, obviously. I'm sure he's finishing today.
And I think today was his last day.
Well, at least abanye babuza direct, you can tell ba bias that they are entangled one way or another. Yeah,
and even
but
the
also
EFF,
to sit something out. Now, it speaks volume. I'm just saying. It's a general submission.
I'm mhlawumbe uzochaza ukuthi kwenzakalani
No, it's
kodwa
fine.
nami
You
I'm like shocked because I wanted him to cross-examine SBIYA. Like I was looking forward to that.
Unfortunately, at this point in time, the people that were able to cover, in fact, to come with relevant questions such as Bombo said, they are not there.
Yazi noNdlozi, if he was nisho naye uFloyd, it was gonna be so lit, but now kuzolunga kodwa kuzolunga.
I thank you very much.